Montana Brown knows good style, from her killer bikini collection on Love Island to her coveted fashion collection with Pretty Little Thing. We've enlisted her to tell us what she really thinks about the looks on the catwalk at London Fashion Week. From the weird and the wonderful to the downright crazy, Montana gives her verdict on the fro hits and, more importantly, the misses. Good on my Love Island alumni pal Olivia Buckland for making her London Fashion Week runway debut this weekend. She looked major on the runway for Rocky Star.I. know in the past there's been so much talk about the size and shapes of models on the runways at these shows. Well, Olivia oozed class and confidence as she walked down the runway.How refreshing to see a real body sashaying and slaying in all the right ways. You go, girl. I know people were chatting about the fact she wasn't wearing underwear. Fashion never asks for a panty line on a catwalk. I thought we were done with all the naughty designs at London Fashion Week, but just when you think the coast is clear, Preen send their models out on the catwalk with these monstrosities on. It literally looks like the Green Muppet from Sesame Street. Oscar the Grouch has been skinned for this label to make their mark at Fashion Week. It's a big no for me. With all the rain we get, these are so not practical.It would look like you had a dirty wet dog on your feet within seconds. And green shoes? No, Preen.Just no. Is the label the fashion industry is buzzing about when it comes to Meghan Markle's impending wedding to Prince Harry. It's definitely one to watch and always has the industry flocking to their FROW.I'll say one thing, I hope my hubby-to-be won't be covering up my face in this lace contraption like the catwalk look. I thought a veil was supposed to trail behind a bride, not cover the poor girl's face. But I actually quite like the dress it's very in right now with the asymmetric sleeves. However, those shoes.No, thanks.An elegant shoe, and ditch the saggy tights, and then we are in business. Rita Ora is one name I look to for inspiration these days. Can you imagine how amazing her wardrobe must look? She's wearing the hottest designs all the time, and her stylist Kyle Devil seems to have access to the biggest and best names in the world whenever Rita needs to have that stunning look for an event or a carpet. I like to think of myself as a risk taker too with fashion, and I'm only just getting started. This multicolored Dice Kayek embellished party dress is giving me life, and Rita is also sporting the hairstyle of London Fashion Week for girls with shorter hair, the loose casual top knot. Loves it. When Vogue magazine and new editor Edward Enniful describe you as a brilliant new brand, people tend to take note. I'm not too sure on the granny hat aspect of this design, but anything that gives a model on the runway legs for days is good by me. The check designs and the structure gives me a hint of Vivienne Westwood, but in a much more fresh context. I will be keeping an eye on this designer in the years to come. Cara Delevingne returned to the catwalk for a one-off appearance to close the Burberry show in this Technicolor dream coat. I love the Daniela Westbrook lining. Personally wouldn't wear it, but I can definitely see this filtering through to some high street brands. Even so, the slip is giving me haunted bride chills.Not ideal.for me. It was more of a moment that Cara was closing the show because it was Burberry boss Christopher Bailey's final ever LFW for the brand. I know, hearts have shattered. So far it's been the show at London Fashion Week, and the rainbow design range celebrates and supports the LGBTQ community. How cool is that? Bravo, Burbs, I am very impressed. One thing this British fashion house is really good at is picking the right people to represent what they're all about for the fro. Jordan Dunn, firstly, is my absolute girl crush. and she slays in literally anything she wears. She really nailed her look in an oversized blue jacket and graffiti bodysuit. Then there's Paris Jackson with their initial, embossed throw that was popular last season, Poppy Delevingne and her effortless loose top knot which still looks mighty fine, annoyingly. Alexa Chung with her greasy style hair which is of course her copyright hairdo, and then Sadie Frost and Jude Law's stunning daughter Iris, who has been modeling for Burbs of late. It's nice to have such different styles on the FROW. Otherwise it would be rather dull. Can we just discuss the original Brit supermodels Naomi Campbell and Kate Moss for a second? Do they know it's completely against the law to have not aged a day? I blooming well hope I look like that in a few years' time. They've never looked better. I think it would have been nice to see these mega strutters on the catwalk instead of just watching. Show us how it's done. Kate actually looks rested and fresh-faced, which is also great to see. They sat alongside Naomi Watts from The Greatest Showman. What an amazing fro. I'm a bit upset I didn't get the call up as these are all massive fashion icons to look up to. When you see a star step out in a delicate gown by British designer Alice Temperley, you know they're not messing around. Everything Alice designs is so classic it's no surprise she dresses the Middleton Brigade and celebs alike. I actually squealed when I saw this pink design on the catwalk. That's my next black tie outfit sorted. It's just the right amount of cheeky because of that hot little bodice underneath. Alice, if you've got one spare, you know where I am. Zainab Cardle chose LFW to debut this amazing velvet creation on the catwalk. Slinky, long-sleeved and tasseled, it's definitely a hot color and perfect for the red carpet. Personally, it looks like you'd be sweating buckets, so not sure I'd wear it, and burnt orange isn't my color. Taming it up with some cheeky polka dot tights is a real nice touch. I was lucky enough to actually be sat fro on this one, and the dresses were absolutely stunning. I may be giving her a call very shortly to borrow a few. Remember when Gemma Collins wore that hilarious shoulder pad heavy dress recently? The one that looked like SpongeBob SquarePants? Well, Gareth Pugh has never been one to shy away from a strong, daring look, and his collection showed off his typical flair for the unusual, and in this case no vision. Models had their faces covered with pinhead-style masks which reminded me of a fly's face, but the 80s shoulder pads were on fleek. I'm not sure many people would get away with wearing this look in real life. You'd certainly get some weird looks, but maybe I'll use it as my disguise if I ever need one. Helena Bonham Carter gets nominated for an Oscar, and she's stuck for a dress. Step forward designer Maddie Bovin in this Vivienne Westwood-esque gown. I love the fact it brings real drama to the catwalk, but what's with the balloons? It makes me think she will take off and fly into the sky any minute. Philip Treacy hat. This is not. Also, I don't think drawing a rectangle on your face is going to be the next makeup trend. It's almost a shame there's so much going on, because the dress itself is pure dramatic fun. Fashion has always been such a good outlet for political statements, and this year is no different. We all think Trump is a bozo, and these shoes might be a laugh, but nobody in their right mind is going to wear them. You can't be trotting about to events in your Trump heels, can you? I love the fact this designer at Central St. Martin's, the birthplace of fashion royalty, has pushed the boat out with a statement. But I don't think we can expect this to be the next fashion trend. Not entirely sure where to start with this. Fashion is all about pushing barriers, especially when the shows hit London. But if looking like condom and using a tiny peephole to see where you're going is your thing, then you have serious problems. I mean, I'm all up for encouraging safe sex, but the outfit is just not practical for anything except looking ridiculous. Can we just imagine if I wore that to the next big event? And to be frank, you'd just be a laughingstock. It's a big fat no from me. Pam Hogg is one designer I love for her pure spirit. She's fearless. I've watched her catwalk shows over the years and admired the fact she doesn't care and does what she wants. Previously she was all about latex, leather and sleeves, but this year it was very much Tokyo clown with pom-poms and good on her. Would I wear it? Probably not unless I was on a runway for her. I'm not entirely sure who would wear Pam Hogg if I'm honest, but this designer slays every London Fashion Week. It would be a boring world without flame-haired sirens like Pam for us all to admire. I'm a big fan of the power suit on a woman, so I was thrilled to see this Marta Jakubowski design on the runway today. 50s vibes and Madonna express yourself 80s power with the purple bra showing through. Very cheeky. I love it. Geo Marta.It made me want to raid my wardrobe and start catwalking in my own house. Fashion Week has started with a lot of the weird and wonderful on show. The shock value is high this year. From tomorrow I'm excited to see what the big designers are going to bring and who is in those frows. So that's where my old quilt from the 90s went. Love the marshmallow vibes, but they're making me quite hungry. I am really loving the pastel tones here, and it's clearly a big design concept. Thank God it has that oversized buckle to pull it in. There is a waist there somewhere, people. I actually did a double take as I thought it was FKA Twigs for a second. She should so be Ryan Lowe's muse. From working in fashion I've learned that you need to keep your mind open. I like that this is very abstract. It could also be used in the next tween horror movie. While you wouldn't want to bump into this she-devilly, haunted doll in a dark alley. Did she parachute and make a crash landing on her way to work, or just bought a skirt a few sizes too big? The paint makeup is original, but from a distance it does look like there's a panty liner stuck to her face. There's no doubt Fighter Golan is pushing boundaries with this look. I can definitely appreciate the creativity. But at the end of the day you can't exactly pop to the shops for your milk in this ridiculous getup. Yeah, it is. This jacket is giving me life. In fact, I absolutely would wear this jacket on a night out, and I love that it's made from recycled plastic. Of course, with the heavy makeup and hair it's a look that reminds me of a hungover dirty stop-up girl walking back from her one-night stand, with the addition of some swimming pool shoes, but all in all this is a lot of fun. And let's just sit back and enjoy the Bridget Jones pants for a second. Classic. I am feeling some serious girl power here. Hailey Hasselhoff is here making a point for all us women. Looking good in 2018 is being strong, sexy and confident, no matter what your body shape. Strong, sexy ladies all stood together with different sizes, shapes and races. I love the message. As women right now, we have enough pressure on our shoulders. So any opportunity for real women to step up their game, I'm with them. How Love Island's Montana Brown became the style queen every woman wants to dress like. Did you catch Calvin Klein's firefighter-inspired show? There were high-vis orange macks, woolly balaclavas and silver foil dresses. Are you brave enough for neon wigs and plastic eyeliner? You've got to see the Jeremy Scott Enniful show.